Good morning, children. Today we are going to see about state government. Our Indian constitution envisages for a federal government having separate system of administration for the union and the state. It lays down a uniform structure for the state government in part 6 of the constitution from article 152 to 237, which is applicable to all the states. The structure of the state government as formed in the center consists of three branches. These are executive, the legislature and the judiciary. Today, let us see about the executive. The governor is the constitutional head of the state executive. Article 152 to Article 167, it says about the constitutional head, that is the governor of the state. As per the advice of the governor, all the other ministers, they will do their responsibility. The state legislative assembly consists of two houses, that is lower house and upper house. Lower house is known as Vidhan Sabha and upper house is known as Vidhan Parishad. So each and every state, it has separate governor, which is mentioned in our article, in our constitution article 152. And the constitution, it passed an amendment act in the year 1956. It has given the authority, the one governor for two or more states also can be appointed. So as we know, governor is the chief executive head of the state. Under him only all the ministers, they will do their work. Now let us see the appointment of the governor. The governor of a state shall be appointed by the president. His usual term of office is 5 years, but he holds office during the pleasure of the president. Generally, the governor does not belong to the state where he is appointed. He can also be transferred from one state to another by the president. He can also resign any time by addressing his resignation to the president. And what are all the qualifications it is required to be the governor of each state? Article 157 and Article 158 of the Constitution of India, especially it is specify the eligibility requirement for the post of governor. First qualification, he should be the citizen of India and he must have completed 35 years of age. And third one is, he should not be the member of parliament or of any state legislature. Okay, if he is the member of any legislature, automatically he should vacate from his office. And next qualification is, he should not hold any other profitable occupation. Powers and functions of the governor. As we know, the governor is the head of the state executive and he has enormous power. The governor of a state possesses executive, legislative, financial and judicial powers analogous to the President of India. No diplomatic, military or emergency powers like President of India, but Article 161, it says about all the executive actions of the government in the name of the governor. Now let us see the executive powers of the governor. Governor appoints the leader of the majority party in the state legislative assembly as the chief minister of the state. And next important executive power of the governor is, he appoints other members of the council of ministers on the recommendation of the chief minister. And also, he appoints the chairman and members of the State Public Service Commission. So, the State Public Service Commission chairman and other members will be appointed by the governor. Okay. And he appoints the State Election Commissioner and he determines his condition of service, and the tenure of the office of the election commissioner also will be determined by the governor. Okay, and the next important executive power of the governor is he acts as the chancellor of universities in the state, and he also appoints the vice chancellors of universities in the state. He directly rules the state when there is an imposition of the president's rule in the state. These are all the executive powers of the governor. The governor is an integral part of the state legislature, but he is not a member in the either house of the legislature. Even though he is not a member in either house of the legislature, but the governor enjoys some legislative powers. Now, let us see the legislative powers of the governor. The governor has the right to summon or prorogue the state legislature and dissolve the state legislative assembly. What does that mean by summon? As you know, summon means call upon. He call upon the state legislative assembly members for attending the meeting. Session means meeting. And the next important legislative power of the governor is he can address the state legislature at the commencement of the first session after each general election and the first session of each year. The next one is he can send messages to the houses of the state legislature related to the bill binding. And also he can appoint any member of the legislative assembly to preside over its proceedings when the office of both the speaker and the deputy speaker fall vacant. When the speaker and deputy speaker post is vacant, at that time the governor has the power to appoint any member of the state legislative assembly to preside over its proceedings. That is also one of the important legislative power of the governor. And also, governor nominates 1/6 of the members of the state legislative council from amongst the persons having special knowledge or practical experience in literature, science, art, cooperative movement and social service. Every bill passed by the state legislature will become law only after his signature. As per Article 213, governor can promulgate ordinances when the state legislature is not in session. But these ordinances must be approved by the legislature within 6 months. And also, he can withdraw an ordinances at any time. And the next important legislative power of the governor is governor lays the report of the State Finance Commission, State Public Service Commission, Auditor General relating to the accounts of the state before the state legislature. These are all the important legislative powers of the governor. Now let us see the financial powers of the governor. The Constitution gave powers to the governor to introduce the annual budget and also the supplementary budget to the state legislature. The next important financial power is money bill can be introduced in the legislative assembly only with the recommendation of the governor. Money bill can be introduced in the legislative assembly only with the prior recommendation of the governor. Now let us continue the financial power of the governor. The Constitution gave power to the governor to introduce the annual budget and also the supplementary budget to the state legislature. And also, he can be introduced the money bill in the legislative assembly only with the recommendation of the governor. Money bill can be introduced in the legislative assembly only with governor's recommendation. And also he can make advances out of the state fund to meet any unforeseen expenditure. And also he constitute a finance commission after every 5 years to review the financial position of the panchayats and the municipalities. These are all the important financial powers of the governor. Now let us see the judicial power of the governor. Governor can appoint the Attorney General of the state. He makes appointment, postings and promotion of the district judges in consultation with the state high court. And the Chief Justice of the High Court in the state is appointed by the President in the consult of the Governor. And he can pardon or reprieve punishments on receipt of appeals for mercy except death sentences. These are all the judicial powers of the governor. Emergency powers of the governor. If the governor is satisfied that the government of the state is not carried on in accordance with the provisions of the constitution, he recommends to the president to impose president rule in that state. As soon as the president rule is imposed, the administration of the state is carried on by the governor as the representative of the president. This is the emergency power of the governor. Hi children. In this video, we are going to see about the chief minister. In the scheme of parliamentary system of government provided by the constitution, the governor is the nominal executive authority and the chief minister is the real executive authority. In other words, we can say governor is the head of the state while the chief minister is the head of the government. So in this video, we are going to see the chief minister and the appointment of the chief minister and all the powers and functions of the chief minister. Now let us see the qualification of the chief minister. He must be the citizen of India. He should have completed 25 years of age and the chief minister should be the member of either house of the state legislature. So these are all the qualification. It has been mentioned in our constitution. And now we are going to see about the powers and functions of the chief minister. Chief minister presides over the meeting of council of ministers and he ensures the principles of collective responsibility. And the next important powers of the chief minister is communicates all decision of council of ministers and administrative affairs and proposal of legislation to the governor whether he called for. And he allocates the portfolios among the ministers. That is also one of the important function of the chief minister. And also he presides over the meetings of the council of ministers and influences its decision. So he is the person, the chief minister is the person, he has the power to preside over the meeting and whatever the decision wants to take, it will be in the hand of chief minister. And moreover that he guides, directs, controls and coordinates the activities of all the ministers. And relating to the governor, this chief minister advised the governor in relation to the appointment of the Advocate General of the state, State Election Commission, Chairman and members of the State Public Service Commission and Chairman and members of the State Planning Commission. These all the designation will be appointed by the governor on the advice of the chief minister. And moreover that chairman and members of the State Finance Commission also appointed by the governor by the advice of the chief minister. So, relating to the state legislature, the chief minister advises the governor with regard to the summoning and proroguing of the sessions of the state legislature. So, already we discussed that what does it mean by summoning? Call upon. And proroguing, if any session wanted to postpone or at emergency, if they call for regarding the state legislature, the chief minister has the power and he advises the governor to call upon or proroguing the meetings of the state legislature. And he announces the government policies on the floor of the house. And also, he can introduce the bills in the legislative assembly. He can recommend for the dissolution of the legislative assembly to the governor at any time.